The universe is unimaginably vast. There are more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Roughly 2 trillion galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets, and many of those planets sit in the habitable zone, the sweet spot where liquid water can exist on the surface. Our galaxy alone contains an estimated 40 billion Earth-sized planets in habitable zones. 40 billion chances for life, just in the Milky Way. Given those numbers, intelligent civilizations should be everywhere. They should have colonized the galaxy millions of years ago. The math practically demands it. And yet, when we look up at the night sky and listen with our most powerful instruments, silence. Nothing. No signals, no visitors, no evidence of anyone at all. In 1950, physicist Enrico Fermi sat down for lunch with colleagues at Los Alamos National Laboratory. The conversation turned to aliens, and Fermi asked a simple question that has haunted scientists ever since. Where is everybody? This is the Fermi paradox. The contradiction between the high probability of alien civilizations existing and the total lack of evidence for them. Something doesn't add up. To understand how strange this silence really is, we need to look at the numbers. In 1961, astronomer Frank Drake wrote an equation, now called the Drake equation, that tries to estimate how many detectable civilizations might exist in our galaxy. It multiplies together factors like the rate of star formation, the fraction of stars with planets, the fraction of those planets that develop life, the fraction where life becomes intelligent, and how long those civilizations survive. Even with conservative estimates, the Drake equation suggests there should be thousands, maybe millions, of civilizations in the Milky Way alone. And yet the answer we keep getting from the universe is zero. One of the most chilling explanations is called the Great Filter. The idea is simple but terrifying. Somewhere between dead matter and galaxy-spanning civilizations, there's a nearly impossible step that almost no species survives. The question is the Great Filter behind us or ahead of us? If it's behind us, we already passed it. Maybe the leap from single-celled to multicellular life was the miracle. Maybe it was the development of intelligence itself. That would make us incredibly rare and incredibly lucky. But if the Great Filter is ahead of us, that means every civilization that reaches our level eventually destroys itself. Nuclear war, climate collapse, runaway artificial intelligence, engineered pandemics. Any of these could be the wall that no species gets past. When scientists discovered microbial life on Mars in recent years, some researchers didn't celebrate. They worried, because the more common simple life is, the more likely the filter is still ahead of us. There's another possibility. Maybe civilizations don't destroy themselves. Maybe they just go quiet. They turn inward, building virtual worlds, merging with their technology, abandoning the physical universe entirely. Why colonize the galaxy when you can simulate 1 trillion galaxies inside a computer the size of a planet? The zoo hypothesis takes a different approach. What if advanced civilizations know we're here, but they're deliberately staying hidden? Like wildlife researchers observing animals without interfering, they could be watching us develop naturally. Maybe there's a galactic agreement, a prime directive, that says you don't contact primitive civilizations until they reach a certain threshold. We might be the ants at the picnic, completely unaware of the giants watching us from the tree line. But perhaps the most unsettling theory comes from science fiction author Liu Cixin. It's called the dark forest theory. Imagine the universe as a dark forest at night. Every civilization is a silent hunter, creeping through the trees. In the dark forest, the safest strategy is to never reveal your location. because any civilization you contact might be hostile. And if they're more advanced than you, revealing yourself could mean annihilation. Every signal we send into space, every radio wave that leaks from Earth, could be a death sentence. The reason we don't hear anyone is because everyone who broadcast their existence was destroyed. Under this theory, the universe isn't empty. It's full of civilizations, hiding in absolute silence, each one terrified of being found. And we haven't exactly been quiet. In 1974, astronomers beamed the Arecibo message toward a star cluster 25,000 light-years away, a deliberate announcement of our existence. Since then, we've sent dozens of intentional signals into space, and our television and radio broadcasts have been leaking into the cosmos for over a century. If the dark forest is real, we may have already made a terrible mistake. There's a more hopeful explanation. What if we're not late to the party? We're early. The universe is 13.8 billion years old, but Earth-like planets may have only become common in the last few billion years. Most stars in the universe are red dwarfs that will burn for trillions of years. The real golden age of the cosmos hasn't even started yet. We might be among the very first intelligent species to emerge, pioneers in a universe that's still waking up. Or maybe the answer is simpler than we think. Space is just too big. Even at the speed of light, a signal from the nearest star system takes over 4 years to reach us. A civilization on the other side of the galaxy, 100,000 years. We've only been listening for about 60 years with radio telescopes. That's like dipping a cup into the ocean and concluding there are no fish. And we haven't just been listening. In 1977, astronomer Jerry Ayman was reviewing data from Ohio State's Big Ear radio telescope when he spotted something extraordinary. A powerful narrowband signal that lasted exactly 72 seconds. It came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. He circled it on the printout and wrote one word: wow. The signal has never been detected again, and to this day, no one can fully explain it. It remains the strongest candidate for an alien transmission we've ever recorded. The Fermi paradox isn't just an academic puzzle. The answer could determine humanity's entire future. If civilizations routinely destroy themselves, we need to know, so we can try to avoid it. If the dark forest is real, maybe we should stop broadcasting into space. If the zoo hypothesis is true, maybe there's a test we haven't passed yet. And if we really are alone, if across all those trillions of stars, across all those billions of years, we are the only ones looking up and asking why, then the responsibility on our shoulders is beyond anything we've ever imagined. Because if we're it, if this one pale blue dot holds the only consciousness in the entire universe, then every war, every act of destruction, every moment we waste, isn't just a human tragedy, it's a cosmic one. Fermi asked, where is everybody? 76 years later, we still don't know. But maybe the real question isn't where they are. Maybe the real question is, what does the silence mean for us?